Hey everyone, my name's Gabrielle, for those of you that don't know me, and I do all the marketing for Live Ultimate, and I run their social media, I do flyers, postcards, photos, and things like that. I'm here today to go over a few things that I've talked to Mark about that I think would be really important for you guys, and I'm sorry I couldn't make it today, but it should work out in everyone's benefit that I'm going to have my screen pop up on the side of me so I can go through some tutorials with you guys. So if you want to pull out your phones, if it's something that you're interested in, you can kind of follow along with the steps with me. So it should be a little bit easier for you guys. To start with, I'm going to go over the Facebook group real quick because I wanted to let you guys know that there are a few things that you can do to like navigate throughout it. I absolutely love that this is a problem, but we're getting so many posts every day that like sometimes we might post something that's important and it gets pushed down and maybe you won't see it because there's been 5 new posts throughout the day. So I wanted to show you guys how you can kind of like navigate throughout and to be able to find important things that you need to. So to start with, my screen should pop up here. And if not, this is kind of a new thing, so I'll try to work with it. Right now we're at the Live Ultimate page. If you just go to it, and then I don't know if you guys know how to get through here, but I'm just going to kind of show you how I get to the group. If you scroll along here, you can see that you have the option of groups. I click that, Live Ultimate Ambassadors, and then there you are. So we're in our group, and I am in the admin mode, just to let you guys know, so it might look a little different than what you see, but it's the same group. And real quick, I just wanted to show you a few things. So if you, for example, I did a previous tutorial a couple months ago, and some of you might be new enough that you didn't get a chance to see it, and it's already buried so you wouldn't even know it's there. So if you want to go see it, it's a little bit about like social media 101, slightly more about branding and how you talk about yourself and what you should say and how you should do. And so if you wanted to find that in the group, you can use this search bar at the top where it says search in Live Ultimate Ambassador Group, and then you just type my name, press search, and all of my previous posts should pop up here. So this is a good way to like decipher, like, oh, I remember, I'll use Olga as an example. I remember Olga posted this really helpful video on how to order my business cards. You can just search Olga at the top and it'll come up with all of her previous posts. So then you can click it here and watch my previous video. So feel free to if you want to. And just at me if you have a question in it, and I'll get a notification and I'll answer your question. So that is one really helpful tip. I also wanted to let you guys know that if we have something really important going on, we generally make it an announcement, so it'll be pinned to the top. But if you wanted to see like all our announcements going on, there's an announcement option here. So you can click announcements, and then you'll see that Mark posted the newest contest going on. So typically that's where we put it. Not always, but we try our best to make sure it's pinned to the top. And then 2 other things I wanted you guys to see. Obviously you can search by photos. So I'm going to go over like this photo here, at least I think I am, if I can find it. Let me see, nope, I passed it already. There. So I'm going to go over this post here, but let's say you want to find something by, sorry, they're racing outside. So say you want to find something by the picture, like for example, you knew that we posted a picture for the ambassador enrollment contest and you just need to find it quickly, you can search this way through photos or however else, if you just remember the photo by the look of it. And then also, someone asked me the other day how they could get the photos from the previous party, and it's in our albums here. So if we have, if we ever have like a big group of photos where we put them, I'll be putting the photo shoot photos that we did in here, and I'll be putting last night's photos in here as well as like a spring celebration album. So you can always find them here and take them if it like gets lost and you can't find that post. So that's just a little bit of how you can navigate throughout. I know it's going to get busy, and it's hopefully only going to get busier. So we love it. Keep all the questions up, keep all the advice and help up, and all the introductions. We love seeing your faces in here. So then moving on from the Facebook group, I'm going to discuss quickly, if I can get past Mark's 2 posts. Yep, there. I am going to discuss, maybe it's my Wi-Fi connection in here. Let's see. So like, this is a good example how I can do it. I remember that Live Ultimate posted something and it had the word LinkedIn in it. So I search it, first thing at the top that comes up. So it's a good example as how that can work. So real quick, I want to go over this LinkedIn outline profile that I made for you guys. I kind of want to explain why I made it, what it's there for, and explain how you can use it for not only LinkedIn, but also your Facebook and your Instagram and any bio or way you need to describe yourself. So I'm not going to like read it all for you because I actually previously taped that and it takes way too long, but I want to go by step so you can see. So to start with, the cover photo at the top, I don't know if you can see my phone, but you should be able to see it here. The cover photo at the top is like the little bar that shows you have that on Facebook for your Facebook profile and for LinkedIn. And so if you see the photo attached to here, I made this catered to LinkedIn. So you should be able to right click in Facebook and save, or you can like hold down and just press save photo. And this should fit perfectly in LinkedIn. So feel free to use it. You can try to use it for Facebook. I haven't tried yet, but they're pretty similar dimensions, so it might work. And so the cover photo is attached. If you want to use that, feel free. I made it for you guys. And then for your profile picture options, I just want to go over really quick a point that I said in my last one. When you're like wondering about which profile picture you should choose, I would say as a rule of thumb, pick your favorite one and then stick with it for all social media platforms because it helps people recognize you. And so if they're friends with you on Facebook and then you ask to be friends on LinkedIn, it would help them kind of recognize and be like, oh, I know that person, accept, rather than looking like a completely different person, because we all can in photos. And then I just gave some examples if you're like really not sure about what your profile picture should be. On vacation, everyone has some really cool travel photos, or with family. If you're like a really family-oriented person, that really, a lot of people relate to that, so feel free to have something like that. Exercising, if you're into like really heavy into health and wellness and you want some sort of like workout or training, I think that is a good expression of something that you're into, so that's always welcome. Professional headshots obviously are great. Not everyone has them, but if you do, I would consider using it because it just looks really good, and usually a professional photographer can make it look like nice and white and bright and inviting. And then same thing with a really great selfie. I think like the rule of thumb is obviously you think you look good, then maybe like great lighting, and it needs to be really clear. So a clear, bright photo of you that people can definitely tell it's you is like the best rule of thumb for a profile picture. And then below, I'll switch over in a second so you can see the LinkedIn version of what I'm talking about. I did Pat Newland's profile, and I used her as an example. I think that she's kind of catered some of this information to her, so it should be a little different, but you'll see like how it works. But for the headline, I did Live Ultimate Wellness Ambassador Revolutionizing the Health and Wellness Industry. So I'm limited to characters here, so I thought this was a really strong first sentence to explain that, you know, I'm a Live Ultimate Ambassador, I'm into health and wellness, and I'm revolutionizing an industry, and that kind of opens up the conversation as to like, well, what are you revolutionizing? And I think Live Ultimate stands for like having that higher quality, like we're raising the bar and the standard of the health and wellness industry, and we want non-toxic products and things that are actually good for you, and we're not falling into the trap that a lot of companies do where they don't spend money, or they want cheaper products to be able to just like pump it out there, and we really care about the quality. So I would consider ourselves revolutionizing the health and wellness industry, and I think it's something to really be proud of. So I think it's a strong sentence, so if you feel free to use it if you want to. If not, you can cater it to something that works for you. And then below, this is like the bio information, so I'll switch over to Pat so you can see. But for the top 3 subjects, I used wellness enthusiast, travel lover, and mindful mentor. And I want to explain why I did really quick, because I think it probably works for a lot of people.